So this weekend I went to Iceland. So we left on Wednesday and we stayed till Sunday, but we only had about 4 full days because we came back Sunday morning. And Iceland is just amazing. It's literally such a hidden gem. I guess it's gained more popularity in the past couple of years, but wow, it's beautiful. Everywhere you go, it's beautiful. We did most of the ring road. Some things we couldn't do because it was winter, and definitely it's beautiful in the winter, but probably if you want to do everything comfortably, I would recommend to do it in the summer because we were freezing our asses off most of the time, but it was totally worth it. So we drove in total 1,919.1 kilometers. Day 1 we did a lot of the southwest things, and those were amazing.
So our first stop is either Carrad Crater or Cario. I'm going to go with Carrad. And it's a really nice crater that is currently frozen, that is 6,500 years old and 55 meters deep.
I even saw a geyser explode.
So our second stop is Geyser, and this is apparently the first ever discovered geyser that Europeans have decided on. Oh shit! This is a geyser.
Give a Dave no sight.
So this is Gullfoss Falls, and I'm cold.
Day 2 was probably our busiest day. We saw a lot of things on day 2. We did quite a few hikes.
Day 2, we got an early start, we're all very tired, and this is ICELAND Foss.
My favorite part of day 2 was definitely the plane wreck. I don't even want to try to say what it's called, but it was really, really cool. It basically is a US plane that had to land on the Vik Black Sand Beach in Iceland, and luckily everybody survived, and it was just they used the wrong fuel tank or something. But it's really cool because they just left it there, and it just looks like a really eerily magical abandoned plane.
So we're about to do a 4-kilometer hike to the plane that crashed here in 1974, I think. So we didn't die, and we made it to the Dr. Kolai Arch.
also hiked about a few kilometers up to see a waterfall called Svartifoss, which luckily wasn't too bad. We are about to do a 1.4 kilometer walk to Svartifoss. I totally butchered that, probably, which might be a little bit easier than our 8-kilometer walk to and from the airplane. So like 5 kilometers later, we're still not there, but there it is. I'll get it on some zoom action. Svartifoss. We made it! I'm down. There's Martin, all the way up there, and we're all the way down here. The south, I would say, was pretty easy to navigate around, and everything kind of got harder once we started hitting the north. I just get really emotional, you know. So on day 2 for our Airbnb, we were going to the north, and it was about 8 p.m. at this point, and we didn't have food, so we wanted to stop at a grocery store or a convenience store and just pick up some like frozen food or anything really. And we realized that in the area that we were in, everything within a couple hours radius was closed at 8 o'clock. After a lot of frantic calls to Domino's and finding out that the nearest one was about 5 hours away, we realized that we were not gonna have dinner that night, and we were hungry. So we had a few slices of toast left, and we rationed it out and split a banana into 4 and had a nice, lovely, modest dinner. Could have been a lot worse. So, just a tip, if you guys are going around Iceland, unless you're in one of the bigger towns or cities like Reykjavik or Akureyri or Selfoss, you should probably just stock up on some food just in case, because everything might get closed. Yeah. Saturday was interesting as well. So we had some things on our to-do list, including this really nice waterfall, and as we were driving to it, so the GPS told us to take a little side road, which is the only way to get there. And as we took this side road, we realized that like slowly the snow was getting heavier and heavier and deeper on the road, but we were following the tracks of another car, so we thought maybe, you know, it's doable. Keep in mind, we didn't even have winter tires, and we were driving a Volkswagen, like a small one. All of a sudden, the tracks of the car like end, so we figure that person gave up, and at this point the snow was probably like that deep, so we decided we should probably go back as well. So as we were going back, so the route was too dangerous, and we're backing up. And we're gonna skip this waterfall. Holy shit.
We're fine. Oh, thank God. We've seen too much now. It's like...
We slid off road kind of into a little ditch and had to shovel with our bare hands for about 45 minutes and push the car out of this ditch.
Alright. Ready? So we're here. It's we're a little bit stuck, as you can see.
And luckily, we managed to do it, and we survived, and we were okay. And actually, I think our survival instincts kicked in, so we didn't feel any any cold. We didn't feel cold or tired or anything. We were all just really like getting in there. Me and Leanna like crawled under the car and were like digging with our legs, with our hands, pushing, like our lives depended on it. It kind of did, because we were in the middle of nowhere completely.
Hey, so since we last spoke, Matt got us stuck in a ridge of a... Damn, I didn't realize they were listening. I'm kidding, Matt. You did great. We dug our way out.
Our car got stuck in the snow to Matt.
Wet jeans, wet sweater, cold hands. But we're good, we're alive, and that's all that matters. For now.
So then after that, we were supposed to do a 3.5-hour hike, and we decided, forget that, let's just go to the nature baths. So we went to the Mevaten nature baths and just spent a couple hours there, a couple very relaxing hours. And then Saturday, we just spent it driving back to Reykjavik, and that took us about 5 or 6 hours. So by the time we got to Reykjavik, we just had dinner, and we had booked the Blue Lagoon at 9 p.m. to kind of conclude our trip. And so we did that, and it was so relaxing. I would love to go back to the Blue Lagoon in the daytime to see it then. They have so many, they're so advanced, like so many services. There was a mask section to put on, like a mask, like a face mask. There was a drink station, so we got some Slurpees to cool down, and there was another area to, if you were feeling too hot, to like cool down, and it was just like cold water near your feet, which is really cool. I don't know how they did that, but it's awesome. The Blue Lagoon was just like the perfect conclusion to our Icelandic trip. And Reykjavik especially, I'm upset that we didn't spend more time there, but at the same time, I really do think I'll be going back to Iceland, especially next time. It'll probably be in the summer, just so that I could see it like that as well. But Iceland is beautiful. It's a screensaver. It's literally, I would say it's like Tromsø, it's like Lofoten. It's just like all these beautiful mountains, all these beautiful things to see, like so much history, like it's just amazing. 10 out of 10 would recommend Reykjavik, Iceland, to do a road trip. You rent a car and just drive out on your own, because, you know, that's where you get the real experience. But I think the bus tours that they have would be pretty great too, especially if you don't want to spend hours and hours planning like we did, and booking different Airbnbs and making sure that the times are okay. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I loved it. And the company was great, and everything was great about it. So that's about it for this week.